All right, good people. This is Doc Favors here, and welcome to another episode of the Masterclass Double Up. And as you can see, I'm in Studio C. I'm not in my office, but I wanted to get this information to you all as soon as possible. So I'm out and about, but once again, please excuse the background. But hey, what can you do? The information is good, and I want you all to have it. So with that being said, you all, we are still in the book U Squared by Price Pritchett. If you do not have this book, trust me, you are doing yourself and your business a serious disservice. So let's do a quick recap, you all. We talked about the story with the fly, the true story, and how to reset the mindset. Then we discussed the promise, which is the planting of a new thought seed. All right. We discussed that, and we learned how we have a couple of things that we got to do in terms of performance and action and the etymology of performance and things of that nature. Then we went on to discuss in depth the quantum leaps, which is a vehicle. Now, if you didn't see that video, you definitely want to check it out here or down below. But you definitely want to go and watch episode 3 because it is power packed. And I'm telling you, I'm not saying that just because I put it together, but we actually went to a place, and that video is a little longer than this one and the other ones. But hey, as long as you got the information. Now, today we're going to talk about how you blend the mind and the strategy. Today we're going to be talking about U squared. What does it mean to multiply U by U squared? Okay. So once again, he starts off in this piece and says that most people operate with a mindset that assumes success comes one step at a time. They believe that success is linear. You have to take it incrementally. And we understand now from reading the material that that is not so. He goes on to say that the unspoken but popular notion is that we must move systematically from our present level of achievement to the next. So then the thinking goes, watch this, you all. The thinking goes from that stage, we begin working toward graduating to still the next higher level in the sequence, which is gradual process. Now, I want to share this right with you. We all were taught that. All right. I was taught that. We lived by that. I became very good and successful at moving in incremental steps. But when I got a hold to this information, I realized, as I want you all to realize right now, that it is an unfortunate misconception because it clearly reflects the way we function in the old style of doing things, in the old way. People, think about it. When we were growing up, we saw our parents go through life day in and day out, working on mundane jobs, doing perfunctory assignments day after day after day. And it was pretty much that routine. And at best, they maybe increased by a few dollars over a course of time. But your life simply does not always have to operate that way. Okay. He says in the book, and I quote, advancing at a measured pace, step by step from where you are to a little bit better, ordinarily feels easier, more natural, and even safer. But in certain areas of your life, you can just as easily think in terms of skipping levels. I want to introduce a strategy to you all that he calls U squared. And U squared implies this. U squared implies an explosive jump in your personal performance that puts you far beyond the next logical step. Now I'm gonna read that one more time for you, and I'm gonna break it down. Listen to this, guys. He says U squared, U U squared implies an explosive jump. It's like a stick of dynamite going off. Boom. And this jump happens in your personal influence or your personal performance that puts you far beyond the next logical step. So right now, in order to understand the concept of U squared as a mindset, you have to get your mind to a point in the place you are where you can receive things that are illogical. There's nothing logical about going from A to Z. People used to say you can't have your cake and eat it too. I'm telling you, yes, you can. And if you don't watch out, I'll eat my cake and eat it and have some of your cake and eat it. Why? Because of this mental concept. Now, I know some of you all are asking and already thinking that, hey, what if I U square and I have a quantum leap, an explosive jump, and I'm not ready when I get there? Well, let me tell you all something. The most awesome thing about building a financial portfolio, about having a business that just explodes, is once again it explodes with a lot of resources. So then you can do exactly what Henry Ford did. I'm about to Watch. Henry Ford said I think he only had maybe a 7th or 8th grade education. And they asked him, how did he build his $1 billion company? And he said, and I quote, I simply had enough wherewithal to hire people who could do what I couldn't do. I'm telling y'all, man, you make a quantum leap, you make an explosive jump in your performance, you grow your business to 10x, 12x, 20x, man. And then you simply hire the people. Even I learned this years ago that you staff to your weaknesses. I don't need 4 or 5 staff members who want to be the leader, right? I wrote this in one of my books called Live the Lead. Check it out. You have to have people around you who are great in certain areas. So everything that I'm weak at doing, marketing, sales, I'm not a salesman. I just tell the truth and let the truth sell it. No, I just share, and people want to get on board and get involved with what we're doing because I share, right? I never said I was a good salesman. I'll tell you, I study sales, but I'm not really good at it. But I am good at sharing and sharing a truth that gets me massive, explosive jumps in terms of my results. And everybody want results, guys. Programs that we run, things that we do. I don't talk about how good the thing is, how many chapters or how many lessons we got you all. I'm telling you, we get you results. And that's what you want to have. Pay for the results that someone or a program or a coach can get you, not for their name or how many clients they had or who they were seeing with. Okay. So let me get back to this, y'all. If you're not ready for that step, then just get to it, experience the quantum leap, experience the explosive jump, and you can always go and hire people who are better in areas that you're weak in. So once you embrace this mindset, the illogical portion of it, then here's the strategy. The strategy is simply this. It is a formula for stunning advances in achievement and the realization of your dreams. The concept or the strategy is one of exponential gains. So the strategy is to change the way you think. Instead of thinking incrementally, grade 10, 11, 12, college, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, you got to think exponential gains rather than incremental progress. That's the strategy, you all. You got to change your mindset. Think about a thermostat on the wall in your house. I'm in Jacksonville, so it get hot and stay hot all day. But think about it. Sometime throughout the day, I used to set the thermostat on 62. Then the house would get too cold. I go back and cut it off. Then it get too hot. Then I cut it back on. Then I realized, well, if I set the temperature to get us there and then stay there, I would set it on 77. It gets it cool enough, but it stays there. And even if the house is 87 degrees hot, it'll have an explosive jump down and maintain it at that level. I want you to think about a system, a mechanism in your mind that says switch it from what? Incremental gains to explosive gains. And then when the law of attraction kicks in, you'll start attracting other people who want to do the same. Guys, U squared is an amazing, amazing concept. Okay. So here's the thing. Once again, when you get the concept of thinking about exponential gains rather than incremental progress, you might compare it to multiplying instead of adding. If you want to add to your company versus multiplying your company, then stay with the first one, the incremental gains. But if you want to experience a rapid result, a nice explosive jump, start thinking with your performance. Am I performing the way I need to perform? Now, let me just say something to you all. There is a concept that I'm also sharing in my new book I'm getting ready to release, Creating a Life of Freedom, how to, uh, change your financial landscape with these 4 moves. And one of the things I'm gonna be talking about in there is the 6 higher faculties, your intuition, your perception, your memory, your will, your reason, and your imagination. The higher faculty that you need to understand what I'm saying in terms of explosive jump and the strategy of thinking U squared has to deal with your ability to dream, your ability to imagine. So right now, if I were to give you an exercise, if I could coach you up for a few minutes, I would say, take a few minutes and just close your eyes and dream again. Fantasize, imagine what it would look like doubling up, okay, which is U squared 3 times. So for example, once again, if you're doing $1,000 a month, you double that, that's 2,000 a month. You U square one more time, it's 4,000. 3 times you had 8,000, and then one more time you had 16K a month. What could your business do with those type of gains? Explosive jump gains, you all. So here's the thing. He says that's exciting as well as provocative, but it gets even better. Remember, quantum leaps can come without apparent effort. Now this blew my mind, guys. Oh, y'all got to get it. He said, without apparent effort, these high velocity moves that carry you dramatically higher performance levels without a time consuming struggle. That means you're going to get more with less. You're going to advance greater and further in less time. Now, I don't know about you all, but at the age I am now, I can use more for less. I'm pretty sure you can too, but I want you to understand something. He said that quantum leaps seem to violate common sense, literally, utterly. The idea of moving to a higher orbit and skipping level runs on the achievement ladder in the process strikes people as far-fetched, maybe even outrageous. But I'm gonna tell you now, I've done it. We're doing it. You're looking at a man who had everything situated in Georgia: church, business, connections with city officials, you know, the political arena, just in it, really had a hold. And next thing you know, God said, move down to Jacksonville. In 4 years, you all, we increased such an explosive jump that we 10x'd our income. Seriously, started a business, bought and had our house built, driving in some of our vision board vehicles, taking 4 or 5 vacation and excursions a year, and living semi-retired. The only reason we semi-retired because we realized that just total retirement, you get bored very quickly. You don't have nothing to do. Now, that is explosive jumps because in Georgia, where I was, we went it incrementally and it took us 10 years. We did here what it took us 10 years in Georgia. We've done it in 3. You do the math. That's 3x, people. That's quantum leap. And that's what I want to share with you. This small little book and the principles in it is just some of the things that we teach at the Essential Leaders Institute. We have programs that'll walk you through it, that'll break down those things and how you really get involved with it. So guys, let me leave you with this. U Square, the quantum leap strategy, can deliver those special dreams and ambitions that you instinctively feel should be yours. But breakthrough demands a radical departure from your old thought habits. I'm gonna say that again. In order for you to experience the quantum leap and to grab hold of this strategy, you've got to understand that there has to be a radical departure, you all, from some of your old habits. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the paradigm. We teach paradigms. We got programs to show you how to identify those habits that are defeating you, that are self-deprecating. We teach you how to change those paradigms, and we show you how to put strategies in place where you can 10x your life on a monthly basis. And let me tell you something, and I'm closing the book. The only reason I have clients, y'all, and I ask them, not because I want to know their business, but I ask them, what's the most you ever made in a year? And they'll say some 30, some 50, 60. And I said, do you know that the only reason you're not making 30 grand a month versus 30,000 a year is because you're not aware of how to do it? Guys, we taught him this. One of my clients, he already 3X and only been in the program 60 days. I'm going to be interviewing that young man and sharing some things with you. You got to learn how to use Square, people. So with that being said, hey, as always, this is Doc Favors. If you like this information, if any of this landed with you or resonated with you, do your boy a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please share this transmission with anyone who's struggling trying to break through the proverbial glass ceiling. We want to get you through that tear, baby. We want to get you to that next level so that you really can experience the life of freedom that you deserve. And as always, hey, it's Doc Favors, you all. Let's be positive on purpose and not by accident. We'll see you next time. Peace.